You ever feel like you should be much further along than you are at this point in life? Well, chances are, if the answer to that is yes, you've been getting in your own way. And today I'm going to talk about how. Welcome back, everyone. Eric Allen, Life Absolutism, talking today about getting out of your own way. Now, ordinarily, my content is designed more for men over the age of 40, since that's what I am. That's what I try to specialize in. But honestly, this content could really apply to pretty much anybody. There's a reason why in life you don't get to a certain point, right? There's always some kind of reason. If you have a goal in mind, if you have something you're trying to reach in life and you don't seem to hit that point, you don't seem to hit that mark, you never seem to meet that goal, there's typically a reason why. And often, as much as we want to direct the blame or deflect our cause for it not becoming successfully fulfilled, the reason that we actually are not fulfilling it is often because of our own action or inaction, right? Many times, if you set your goal up here, a lot of times you'll take the steps to get to that point, but you won't quite measure up, right? You won't quite take all the steps that are necessary to do so. But why is that? It's because we specialize in getting in our own way, right? If you're anything like me, you are a classic overthinker, right? If you've actually been given the gift of not overthinking in life, you have to really cherish that, because that is a gift. Many times, what I see the issue with people being is that they overthink, they get in their own way, they start to talk themselves out of successfully accomplishing something when they actually could set themselves up for success, right? Napoleon Hill said, if you can see it in your mind, you can achieve it, right? If you can see it in your mind, you can achieve it. If you can see it in your mind, you can believe it, you can achieve it. Why are we not then succeeding much more than we actually do? And the reason is because a lot of times when you step up to the plate, when you set these goals, when you write out your ambition and you're like, all right, that's it. That's the direction I'm going. That's the path I'm going to take. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to become successful. I'm going to go after this. And in a year from now, I'm not going to be in this position. I'm going to be in a much better position. Or in a month from now, I'm going to have that job that I want. Or 6 months from now, I'm going to have that relationship. Well, you could actually be in that position, but many times we are deciding to choose the wrong action or just not take any action at all. And in doing so, we're actually getting in our own way, when a lot of times the only thing that we actually need more than anything is to make a plan, set our intention, and then just go. Just start making a little bit of progress, right? And your progress doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this every single day, day in and day out. What you really need is consistency. You really need just a lot of steps like this. You need a lot of little steps, a lot of little progress to make it to one gigantic progress, right? You need to take baby steps to be able to succeed. Again, Rome was not built in a day. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to understand that a lot of times just having a plan and being consistent is enough to succeed. It's enough to get to where you want to be. It's enough for all those companies out there that are extremely successful, the ones, the billionaires, the millionaires, the people who have really successful brands that just continue to push themselves day in and day out, but in little ways, not seriously like dedicating 12 hours of their day every single day, day in and day out, to getting to that point. But it was more about consistency, doing the right thing day in and day out. And ask yourself, how many times in life, how many times have you actually gotten up and just followed the same routine and said, okay, well, today's the day that I need to do this, and this, right? You knew what you needed to do. And one day you successfully did it. And then the next day you successfully did it. And then that third day, you successfully accomplished half of it. And then that fourth day, you successfully accomplished maybe a quarter of it. And then the fifth day, you got it all done again. But you were so inconsistent because you just kept interrupting the process, when all you really need to do is get on a linear path. Just get on that line and just go. Get on a track and just go. Set your intention, write out your goals, start moving forward, and just build that consistency day in and day out. But the reason why we're not getting to that point, and you can be honest with yourself, because if you're anything like me or you're like some of the people that I know, you look at yourself, you look at what's happened between when you actually set that intention and today, and you think, well, I had this going on at that point. Work was getting in the way. I was doing a lot more overtime at that point. I was hitting the gym a lot more, so I didn't have much time for chasing my goals. Or I was getting into a new relationship and getting really comfortable, so I stopped focusing on that business that I'd built. Like, there's so many things that you can look back on and think, man, if I would have just continued to build and continued to push forward and continued to be consistent in the process, I would be in a much different place than I am right now. But instead, the only thing I did was I continued to get in my own way. I continued to halt my own progress. And that's really what it is. None of us are too stupid to accomplish things. None of us are too stupid to succeed. None of us are, lacking the resources. Yeah, we might not have the money that we need to start a business. We might not have the facilities that are required to be able to cultivate the absolutely perfect relationship, right? But we can learn those things. We can develop those things. We can find ways. We are resourceful. Look back in history. There's some people that have accomplished some amazing things, some seriously amazing things with very limited resources, because they continue to push forward, because they set their intention, they went after their goal, and they continue to move forward. Now, that's what you have to do. You have to find a way to push forward, to be consistent, and most of all, not get in your own way. Get into that new relationship, but leave time for your goals. Start doing that thing, but leave time for your goals. Go after that job, do that overtime, but whatever you do, just maintain your consistency, find a way around it. And then, of course, at the end of the day, one of the biggest things that you have to do is you have to absolutely believe in yourself. You have to believe that things are necessary. You have to believe that you are capable of accomplishing what it is that you want to accomplish. So stop getting in your own way. Stop talking yourself out of things. Stop finding excuses. Stop letting life interfere with what it is that you really want. You can have it all. You can have the relationship. You can have the fitness. You can have the time. You can have the money. You can have all these things. The only thing you have to do is get organized up here. You really have to sort yourself out. Write it down. Get a dry erase board. Get a pad of paper. Write things down. Find out the best way to make that path forward. And then if it's not working for you, go back to the drawing board. Find out where it's not working. Where in that process, where in that line are you experiencing a hiccup, and fix that point. We just never really dedicate much of our mental energy to resolving problems. We don't problem solve. We don't try and find solutions. We run into obstacles and we let them win. We let the obstacles beat us. And it doesn't have to be that way. There are many people throughout history that have accomplished huge things by just working through the obstacles, by understanding that they are the limiting factor behind anything. So if you really want something, take Napoleon Hill's advice. If you can see it in your mind, you can believe it, you can definitely accomplish it. You just need to get out of your own way. Stop finding the excuses. Stop failing to reach your goals. Stop falling short. Let yourself build. Let yourself succeed. Put yourself to work. Almost act like you're another version of yourself looking at this physical form of yourself, and find out, like, honestly, criticize yourself. Sit down, analyze what it is that you're doing wrong, and give yourself some advice. Say, hey, you did really great today. You hit 90% of your goals, but you know that you could have avoided taking that nap. You know that you didn't need to spend that extra half hour on lunch. You know that you could have been doing something different besides scrolling social media for that hour. Honestly, be critical of yourself. But whatever you do, get out of your own way.